With Planet Zoo 2 confirmed for this year, it's time to start sharing our wish list. So I'll share 14 features from Planet Coaster 2 that I absolutely need in Planet Zoo 2. Please, Frontier, if you're watching this, I definitely need these features, please. First, let's start with scaling. Being able to resize the pieces is a game changer. It lets us use the same pieces in very different ways for many different types of builds. In Planet Zoo 2, for rocks, trees, and foliage, that would be amazing because the size variation would allow us to reuse them, like making them feel natural with the size variation. It opens up a world of creative possibilities, so this is a must for me. Then, second, the scenery brush. The scenery brush in Planet Coaster 2 is super powerful. You can use predefined brushes with trees, foliage, and rocks, and you can also create custom brushes with basically any scenery item. You can customize the settings, like how dense the brush should be, how far apart the items in the brush should be, if the item should align to the surface in case you place them like on a hill or a mountain or not, and much more. I'd love to see this one in Planet Zoo too. It would make building natural looking habitats so much easier, and you could also use them beyond just natural like foliage and trees. You can use them for placing scenery items as well. So it would be so helpful. Third, we have the pathing tool. How could I not mention this one? I know you were expecting this one because I think most people in the community want this one. The Planet Coaster 2 pathing tool is so powerful and yet it's relatively simple to use once you learn it. You can go from the simple classic tool that we already have to the new line path tool to like stamps with different shapes, grids, elevated paths, curbs, staircases, railings, supports, flexicolor paths with many different colors that you can choose from in the color wheel, and much more. One of my favorite features in the pathing tool is the drawing tool, where you can simply draw the shape that you want, and there you go, your path is there, and your guests can use it. That's like super helpful for creating different shapes and for creating beautiful large plazas. This is another must for me in Planet Zoo too. Then the fourth item in my wish list is the new restaurants from Planet Coaster 2. This is at the top of my wish list, like really, this is one that I absolutely would love to have in Planet Zoo 2. Please Frontier again if you're listening. With these new restaurants, like guests order their food at the counter and they actually walk up to their tables holding their food trays, they sit down, they eat, and then they walk to the exit. That is a game changer for realism and for those who, like me, enjoy management. I love the management aspect in addition to the creativity. So, designing and actually planning the layout of the restaurants adds so much to the game. Trust me, you'll love them once they are, if they are added to Planet Zoo 2, but I'm really hopeful that they will. And that takes me to modular souvenir shops as well. I love the ones that we have in Planet Zoo, but Planet Coaster 2 takes them to a whole new level, where you can use the new pathing tool to place the shelves actually anywhere you want within the path, and guests will walk up to them, get the items, and then walk to the counter, and then they buy and what they chose, and then they walk around with their shopping bags. I mean, look at that. Wouldn't that be amazing? You can even hide the items and decorate the shelves yourself with the scenery pieces. So they will still work functionally, they will work the same, but visually you'll have the shop that you envision. So they are truly outstanding and I'd love to see them in Planet Zoo too. And please, Frontier, if you do, please add more plushies. We love the plushies in Planet Coaster 2. We would love to have more, but in Planet Zoo 2, that is a must of as well. Having so many plushies, they're so cute. The ones that we already have are so cute as well. And talking about guests, number six on my wish list is guest management. It's related to guest management, like guests actually being more affected by weather and temperature, like in Planet Coaster 2's most recent update. Guests will experience sunburn, cold, and they will get wet as it rains. They'll prefer covered areas when it's raining and buy hot drinks when it's cold. They'll also need to get dry when they feel too wet, and they will buy sunscreen when it's too hot and they start to get like sunburns. It's a whole new layer of management that will change how you plan your parks, and I would love to see that depth of guest management in Planet Zoo 2 as well. Another really cool feature, number 7 on my wish list, is the on-ride photos from Planet Coaster 2. I think this would be awesome. Maybe it will have to be implemented a bit differently because we're not talking about thrilling rides or coasters here, but imagine having a picture taken while you're riding a jeep on a safari experience, or taking a picture with a small animal from a terrarium, or taking a picture with an animal background at a photo booth. There's a lot of potential there for adding guest interaction in Planet Zoo 2 that I'd love to see explored. And on the topic of guest experiences, number 8 on my list are customizable transport rides, like in Planet Coaster 2, where you can attach scenery items to the transport rides and actually see them move as the ride moves. Like you can decorate the carts actually or the gondolas. This would be awesome to customize the rides to the theme of our zoo. Like imagine decorating the suspended gondolas with a South American theme while they climb the Machu Picchu. Or decorating the riverboat ride with the African theme, as if you were navigating the Zambezi River. I would absolutely love that. It opens up a lot of possibilities. And moving on from that, number 9 on my wish list is related to education. We already have educators, which are awesome and I love them, but what if we added a new staff type called entertainer, taken from the idea of Planet Coaster 2 entertainers? This could be a staff member that walks around the zoo dressed up as an animal that you want to educate about, and that talks to children as they pass by. You could even assign a staff zone to keep like if you have the habitat for that animal, let's say the panda, and you want to teach about the panda, you just have the entertainer walking around that area and talking to kids around the habitat. I think entertainers focused on education would be a nice addition to focus on the children. And on the topic of keeping guests happy, when it comes to food shops, I also have something very specific in mind: the dietary needs or preferences that we have in Planet Coaster 2. In Planet Coaster 2, some guests, let's say, are vegan. They are lactose intolerant. Some of them can't eat like sugar or salty food. And we have to consider that in the menu that we serve to our guests throughout the park. That level of detail in the management is already part of Planet Coaster 2, where we can like customize the menus, the ingredients, and see what percentage of guests will be able to eat the food that we're offering. I would love to see that level of detail in Planet Zoo 2, where we have to actually manage the menu. Also, talking about management, I love to see a more granular staff schedule feature in Planet Zoo 2. I think this would be like something that you can toggle on or off because it would add a lot to the complexity, but I love the management, so I would personally love it, where we can assign tasks and breaks for individual blocks of the schedule. This is already part of Planet Coaster 2. However, I would suggest designing a new user interface for this one to make it a bit like simpler and more intuitive. That is my personal suggestion, but the concept behind it I think is really great for those who enjoy management. Then moving on, number 12 on my wish list is related to transport rides. I'd love to see more variety of transport rides in Planet Zoo 2. For example, the buses from Planet Coaster 2, or a more de-themed boat, like a more generic boat that we can decorate. Also, kids' trains that only kids can ride. Like, let's say that you have a very calm animal, like a tortoise, and you want to create like a mini safari experience for children. You would have only a kids-only train that goes through the exhibit. I think that would be a nice addition, like more variety in the transport rides, because I love to see that. I think they bring the zoo to life, and I love including them. And finally, the last two things on my wish list are a bit more specific. Like you could consider them like smaller features, but I think they will add so much to the game because of the creativity in the community. Like number 13 is moving platforms. In Planet Coaster 2, we have something called moving platforms. You can attach scenery items to them and make them move in a specific way based on the type of platform that you choose. For example, rotation, oscillation, moving forwards and backwards, and moving up and down. They're so helpful because you can attach basically anything to them, and you can be as creative as you want. I've created a few blueprints on in Planet Coaster 2 using these platforms, and the possibilities are like so nice, especially for decorations and for bringing things to life. Like, I created some fountains that rotate, and I think the possibilities with these platforms are really nice. And finally, this one is small but super helpful. Being able to rotate grid pieces on all three axes can open so many possibilities for the grid pieces, which usually tend to be more limited in their use cases. Planet Coaster 2 recently received this new feature where we can rotate on all three axes, and I think the Planet Zoo community would love this one too in Planet Zoo 2. And there you go. That's my wish list of features from Planet Coaster 2 that I absolutely want to see in Planet Zoo 2. What do you think about this? Do you agree with me or do you have any other ideas? Please share them in the comments. Let's help Frontier make Planet Zoo 2 the game we envision. I will have another video on the channel covering the Jurassic World Evolution 3 features that I would love to see in Planet Zoo 2. So you're welcome to check that out. Thank you in advance and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it and I'll see you in the next video.